If you're searching for how to add animated captions to a video online without editing software, you don't actually need Premiere Pro, After Effects, CapCut, or a traditional video editor. You can generate the transcript, synchronize individual words, animate the captions, customize how they look, and export the finished video directly from your browser. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the complete workflow using CaptionPlug Studio, including what it does well, what you should manually check before exporting, and how I personally set up animated captions for short-form content. The goal is simple: take a normal video and turn it into a finished video with animated captions entirely online without any software. My name's Michael, and I've been an industry-leading video editor for the last 30 years, and I only give the most accurate and valuable advice I've learned in my career as a professional video editor. If you've watched TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or modern podcast clips, you've probably seen this type of captioning. Instead of displaying traditional subtitles as full sentences, the captions follow the speaker much more closely. Individual words can highlight as they're spoken, and the text can pop, scale, bounce, or use other animations to draw your attention. You could build this manually in editing software, but that means creating text, synchronizing it with speech, and setting up animation. For short-form content, that's often unnecessary. Today I'll showcase CaptionPlug Studio. It brings that exact caption system into the browser. Start by going to captionplug.com/studio. You can select the video you want to caption directly from your device. I'm going to use this clip of Kevin from The Office as an example. For this type of workflow, I'd recommend starting with a relatively short talking head, podcast, reel, TikTok, or YouTube short, rather than a long-form video. Once you've selected the clip, CaptionPlug loads it into the studio and you're ready to generate the transcript. At this point, we haven't manually created a single subtitle or opened a traditional video editor. The next step is automatic transcription. CaptionPlug analyzes the speech in the video and produces a timed transcript. The important part here isn't just identifying what was said. For animated captions, you also need word-level timing. That timing tells the caption engine roughly when each individual word is spoken, which is what allows the active word to highlight or animate in synchronization with the speaker. Once the transcript has been generated, play the video back and check it. And I strongly recommend actually checking it. No automatic speech recognition system is perfect. Names, accents, brand names, background noise, and unusual terminology can all affect transcription accuracy. So automatic transcription gets you most of the way there, but you should always review the result before publishing. Now we can actually style the captions. If you searched how to make CapCut-style captions online, this is probably the part you're interested in. CaptionPlug Studio includes different animated caption presets, so you don't need to manually keyframe every word. For this video, I'm going to use the Beast Pop preset. Then I'll change the font to Anton. For the highlight color, I'm going to stick with yellow because it's one of the most common combinations you'll see in short-form content, and it gives strong contrast against many backgrounds. Then I can reposition the captions vertically depending on where the subject is in the frame. This is something worth paying attention to. For TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, you generally don't want important text sitting too low because interface elements can cover it. You also don't want captions directly over somebody's face. Because you can preview the animation before exporting, you can test several presets and positions and choose whichever works best for the actual clip. And that's really the advantage of using presets here. You're getting the visual effect of animated, word-synchronized captions without manually building that animation yourself. Before exporting, I always recommend doing one complete transcript review. If CaptionPlug has transcribed a word incorrectly, you can correct the text inside the studio. You should particularly check people's names, company names, technical terminology, slang, and anything the speaker says very quickly. You can also adjust how the words are grouped into captions. That matters because transcription accuracy and caption readability are two different things. A transcript could technically contain every correct word but still look terrible if 12 words appear on screen at once. For short-form video, smaller caption groups are usually easier to follow because the viewer can process them quickly while still watching the actual video. So don't just ask, are my automatic captions accurate? Another feature you can use is automatic censoring. If your video contains profanity, CaptionPlug can identify words that may need censoring and mask the displayed caption. You can also use a censor bleep in the audio, but again, this is something you should review manually. Automated systems can occasionally misunderstand context or flag something incorrectly, so I wouldn't recommend exporting any automatically censored video without checking the detected words first. The purpose of the feature is to reduce repetitive editing work, not to remove human review completely. For creators producing lots of short-form videos, that can save a surprising amount of time. Also ask, are these captions easy to read? So in conclusion, can you add animated captions online without editing software? Yes. Can you automatically generate captions in your browser? Yes. Can you create CapCut-style animated captions without actually using CapCut? Yes. And that's exactly the use case CaptionPlug Studio is designed around. In my expert opinion, editing videos for 30 years, the CaptionPlug plugin and website studio are the single best captioning and subtitling tools for video editing. It's particularly useful for TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, podcast clips, talking head videos, and other short-form content where you mainly need fast, readable, animated captions rather than an entire video editing suite. The important thing is still to review your transcript, check your caption placement, and preview the finished animation before publishing. If you want to try the same workflow yourself, go to captionplug.com/studio. Upload your video, generate the transcript, choose your caption style, review the result, and export your finished animated captions directly from your browser.